injured here. 3v3 Argent Shelf blue team. Wildbold plays a Warboss. Melee Commander walks through cover. Good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Alongside Necronlord plays an Apothecary. Support Commander fights melee. By default has a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura, but he's not very tough. Rounding out blue team, we have Jin as a Lord General, fights range, has his retinue to help him out, which you can add to throughout the game. Good defense and support abilities. Red team, Casey is a Kommando nob, will be on this west side against that Warboss. Infiltrating Commander puts out some nice damage, can also sneak around, blow stuff up and cause havoc. Alongside I Am Bot is another Warboss. This is Freebooters DLC. And rounding out red team, Burning is a Plague Champion, starts off range combat, good utility and damage potential, can build turrets and repair. Not the best mobility though. Natural for red in the north, natural for blue in the south, and this contested VP on the west side. Many people say that this map is unbalanced because these central resource points are closer to the south teams. North team does get the benefit of higher ground here and these choke points and these garrisons, but most people think that south team do have the slight advantage. I don't think it's that important. This game is about engagements. If you win this engagement, you force off the south team and you take these points, which is what red team are doing right now. You do have a sentinel and some guardsmen and a Lord General coming in from the rear. Necronlord is still in play though. Tactical Marines are still there, using their Kraken bolts versus the Warboss, which doesn't help. Sentinel misses its stomp. Guardsman taking a lot of damage there. CSM and Shooter Boys. Guardsman get away with just 3 models. Tactical Marines and the Apothecary forced off by the Warboss. 460, 496. Sentinel still in play. Double sluggers from I Am Bot. Light melee unit. Scale very well with their Nob Leader in tier 2. Meanwhile west side is red. Warboss smacking on the Shooter Boys, gets a special attack, takes one out, and 1 model remains and gets away. Another Shooter Boy squad in cover here. Double shooters for both Wildbold and Casey. Warboss will have the advantage in early engagements, I think. Also has Angry Bits. Casey will want to get some looters, I think. Warboss, when up against a Warboss, you pretty much want a setup team out as soon as possible. 414, 496. Triple cap for red. Heavy weapon team on the field for Jin, now getting some Katashan Devils. Assault Marines on the field for Necronlord. Double Chaos Space Marines for Burning. Heavy ranged infantry, very solid base in tier 1. Lord General runs away, lost both of his retinue members. Now reinforcing them as he flees, and looks like red are going to press against this power. Look at this Sentinel, down to 50 hit points, now being repaired. This is very, very risky from Jin to even keep it there. I Am Bot is going to hit power these double CSM, going to try and take models of these guardsmen and shoot up that Sentinel, I think. You have Heretics with grenade launchers, turns them into a miniature artillery unit in tier 1. Very good versus guardsmen. Katashan Devils on the field though for Jin. Assault Marines are in there, pushing the action. Apothecary has his Master Crafted Bolt, allows him to sit back and support while laying fire in there. And Warboss goes down for I Am Bot. West side. Kommando Nob is down. Shooter Boys have their big shooter and Nob Leader for Wildbold right now. Both their upgrades available to them in tier 1, allows them to detect infiltrated units, which is most likely why he's gone for the Nob Leader so quickly. Allows him to detect that Kommando Nob when he's trying to sneak around. We have user choppers on these sluggers from Wildbold, nicely done, and takes out, I believe, a squad. No, nearly did. Sluggers getting away with 3 models there. Global buff of the Warboss, and Sentinel walking around with 1 hit point. Red team were forced off the power, just overextending there. Could have stayed mid and capped these points, but now they're going to lose them to south blue team. 373, 496, a 1-to-1 cap. Jin losing his guardsman. The only loss I can see. No, looks like Casey has lost some Shooter Boys. He has some looters though on the field. Setup team that's suppressed with that big death gun. Filled with bullets. Warboss versus Warboss now, going at it with their chain axe and this big pirate cutlass. Wildbold under suppression though, and under fire from that death gun. There's the stomp, might use it to escape, and does. Here comes bot to help on the west side. Gonna come and revive this Kommando Nob, I think. We do have shooters in cover though, but they cannot fire from that range. Blue team doing quite well, recovering from that early push. Red team pushed a bit too much, I think. 373, 466. 2-to-1 cap for blue. Now working on this node. Ouch, big losses again from Casey. He has been bled a lot in this tier 1. Kommando Nob is in retreat. No sign of stick bombs from him in tier 1. I think we're most likely going to see the special shooter in tier 2 up against guardsmen and orcs, so I think so. There is full auto. Makes the plague champion run away. Sentinel now up to around half hit points. And red team forced off. Blue team might be able to decap or maybe even cap red's natural. As you can see here, the Lord General has another retinue member now purchased by Jin. It is the sergeant. You see him there with the chainsword and auto pistol. He can distribute medipacks to allied squads. Very, very useful ability. 373, 448. Here come a bunch of orcs. Boom. That was nuts from the Catechins. I think that was their all-reliable grenade launcher. 373, 448. Catechins so strong in the current meta. Can disrupt and can put out some serious damage in tier 1. Can even be a soft counter to vehicles in tier 2. And look at the damage their shotguns put out, and they have decent range as well. 373, 447. Heavy weapon team is set up. Plague champion is getting his plague fist. That's pretty quick to get this thing. Wildbold is the only player still in tier 1. He has some storm boys though, and he has the west side as well. 373, 433. It's a double cap for blue. Stick bombs going in. Well, there are stun bombs now. In goes stick bombs. Heavy weapon team gets away. Artillery unit for orcs. Actually fighting melee, but are best used hanging back and chucking in their stick bombs. Maybe trying to catch some things in retreat now and then. Plague champion now getting the mucus discharge, giving him a self heal. Also an AoE heal as well. 373, 395. Double cap still for blue. Wildbold hasn't been able to hit his power yet. He is trying to now with a single shooter boy squad. There's a tank buster barrage going in. Casey getting tank busters out straight away, perhaps expecting a war truck from Wildbold. Wildbold's not even tier 2 yet. Casey has a Death Dread on the field. That is risky up against a Warboss. If you get the power claw, looks like Wildbold's going to go down though. There's a stomp, but does go down. Red team defending a natural, and blue team again slightly overextending, forced off, but they still have a lot of stuff here. Look at this. That was Wildbold forced off. Sentinel is still around, hasn't leveled yet. Apothecary level 2, now fully kitted out. Armor of Purity and improved medical equipment allows him to sit back, throw out heals constantly. Really nice loadout for the Apothecary. Death Dread stomping around, very, very dangerous if you can get this thing out quickly in tier 2. No burners and bits yet. Does some serious melee damage and has a really, really nasty special attack as well. Plague champion now in amongst these assault marines. Assault marines have their sergeant. You see merciless strikes all kicking off. Stun bombs going in. Warboss now moving towards that sentinel. 371, 359. Double stick bombs for bot now. That can be very, very dangerous. They can give squads quite easily. Sentinel goes down, not sure what he was trying to do. Warboss still has no war gear for bots. There goes some stick bombs. Ouch, wiping the heavy weapon team. Manticore is on the field for Jin. Double CSM for burning. Have Mark of Zinch. He has nothing else though, just his Plague Champion Heretics and double CSM Heretics down to a single model off in retreat. West side has turned red. 351, 359. There is the first Manticore strike I've seen. Storm Eagle to give it its proper name in the game. Heavy artillery, huge range and damage potential, but very, very vulnerable. As you can see, 275 hit points only. They do tend to level quite quickly since they've wiped so many models out. 340, 359. Death Dread hanging back. Casey obviously had no idea how far ahead in tech he was over Wildbold. Could have pushed with that Death Dread, given it burners and bits, and completely wiped this power out. It's being wiped out now though anyway. Wildbold now has the Power Claw as you'd expect up against that Death Dread. Such a dangerous heavy melee weapon. 95 DPS, second only to the Hive Tyrant's Crushing Claw. 321, 359. Our General trying to decap, but under some serious range firepower. Double Zinch CSM can really put out the hurt versus infantry. 315, 359, 2-1 cap for red. Blue team have been holding these central resource points though, and they have triple power here. Manticore strike. Blob needs to be careful. Just misses. Was expecting them to rally around the VP. There's a Noxious Cloud on Wildbold stuff. I don't think he's noticed. Now he has. Retreats. But this is going to be nasty. Loses Shooter Boys and almost lost Sluggers there. We have a beamy Death Gun Looter. Necronlord is on this west side. Has Plasma Gun Tactical Marines. Most likely with an eye towards Knobs in tier 3. Which are already on the field for bots. Wow. 293, 359. Necronlord has a Dreadnought, will help versus those Knobs. Puts out some nice splash damage, can also stun them with Fist of the Emperor. 287, 359, there is the AoE Mucus Discharge heal from the Plague Champion. He's not even level 3 yet. Kommando Knobs level 2 and down. Warboss level 3.5 has no war gear. Wildbold's Warboss level 4. Apothecary level 3, fully kitted out. Jin's with Lord General, not even tier 2. Big stick bombs and a big Manticore as well. Big losses on both sides. 286, 352, 2-1 cap for blue. Storm Boys with their Knob Leader now. Very, very dangerous. We're now stunned when they land. Jump infantry with power weapons. Very, very dangerous offensively. If you can keep these guys alive, get them leveling. They also have their improved rocket packs, allowing them to Bomber Boys, which you saw there on his retreating Chaos units. Basically suicides one of the models for some nice AoE damage. 286, 335. Shooters trying to decap under shooter fire, but they don't. Here comes Storm Boys jumping those looters, stunning them when the Knob Leader lands. Sluggers lucky to get away. Wildbold also has the Knob Leader for his Sluggers. Gives them a nice speed boost and makes them really, really dangerous in tier 2, especially if you support them with a War Truck. 286, 318. Blue team doing quite well, pushing against red. Deciding to decap power rather than decap the VP. This generator very, very close to going down, 16 hit points. Storm Boys coming in again, very aggressive usage of these guys from Wildbold. I think he used Bomber Boys again as well. Plague Champion is down here, level 2, very, very nearly level 3. Burning now has a Chaos Dreadnought. Auto cannon by default, AoE damage, good versus all targets. There it is, firing upon those Catachans. But Manticore Strike forces all of those guys off again. Decent Manticore usage from Jin. Jin is now floating insane amounts of requisition in tier 3, most likely going for a Baneblade. 286, 306. Storm Boys flee. Swampum used by the Sluggers to get in amongst these other Sluggers. Cannot be suppressed when Swampum is up. That Death Gun now suppressing them and doing loads of damage, and they run away. Here come Necronlord's Dreadnought. Pretty dangerous and risky map for walkers in general, I think, since it's so long. If a walker gets in trouble, it's hard to get it out of trouble. Knobs now on the field for Casey. Tier 3 unit can go toe to toe with anything in the game. Bots haven't really got into the action yet. They have their U-Jammers, they have their Knob Leader, and they have Mina and Greener. 286, 281, a huge economic investment into these Knobs now. Wildbold charging in, not afraid of them. Gets a stomp, now has heavy armor. This is a fully kitted out and very, very nasty Warboss. Level 5, almost 2,000 hit points. 286, 270. Tactical Marines level 2 backing off, have their Sergeant. Apothecary now in big trouble. Knobs using friendly and take him down, and there is choppers as well. Frenzy has now worn off, now going after the Dreadnoughts, and Dreadnought's in a bit of trouble here. You see these momentum rings going up the Knobs. Can they finish it off? No, forced off before they could, and he might lose the squad here. Here come Tank Busters and Knobs of Casey. 286, 250, a 2-to-1 cap for blue. Tank Busters jumped. Knobs now going after the Dreadnought with their chain axes, which are also melee heavy weapons, and down goes the Dreadnought. Looters running away from the west. 286, 238. Blue team retain it. Red starting to push though through the centre, and they're having a go at Blue's natural power here on the east side. Double CSM and Dreadnought taking out generators. No mark yet for the Dreadnought. You don't need to give it a mark. It's a pretty decent fire support unit with an autocannon and 1,000 vehicle hit points. 286, 223. Double stick bombers still around. These guys leveled. They are both level 2 and level 3. Storm Boys now jumping in, and stick bombs run the hell away. Here come Knobs up against Storm Boys and Sluggers, and the Storm Boys and Sluggers flee. Something being called down by Necronlord. It's Terminators, Storm Bolters and Power Fists. Warboss charging in, and that's too much even for the Knobs to deal with. Apothecary back on his feet incidentally. Level 4 now. 274, 221. These shooter boys wipe for Casey. Casey's lost a lot of stuff. Out, stick bombs going in, tons and tons of losses. Look at the losses. That was crazy. Almost wiped those assault marines. These guys are level 4 as well. Almost wiped the TACs down to 1 model, both of them. The Cyclone missile launcher on the Terminators, I don't see that very often, and red team are going to get a triple here. There were huge losses for Necronlord, lots and lots of reinforcement. Baneblade on the field though for Jin. Here you see it. Super unit for Imperial Guard, super heavy tank, bristling with guns, 2 las cannons, 2 twin link heavy bolters, and huge demolisher cannon, and that main battle tank gun. Plague Champion trying to get into melee with that Plague Fist, but tons and tons of fire pouring into him, and he just about gets out of there in the end. Burning is floating insane amounts of resources for some reason. This is a huge mistake. Almost 1400 requisition, almost 300 power, and he's still in tier 2. What is he doing? 177, 221. Battle wagon on the way for Wildbold. Double Knobs for Casey. Burning now getting some Plague Marines. Might get double Plague Marines. 153, 221. Warboss of Wildbold flees and makes it out of there. Sluggers of Casey now getting absolutely shredded by this nasty melee force that Wildbold has, and they are wiped. 131, 221. Tax capping, get their sergeant back up to full strength now. And we do see double Plague Marines from Burning. Maybe he was just waiting for the Baneblade to make his appearance. Stormtroopers on the field for Jin. These guys have the assault kit. Stick bombs going in. Dodged mainly. 118, 221. Their stun bombs do actually stun vehicles. And there we see it. Lasts 1.5 seconds, I believe, against vehicles. Double Knobs on this west side. What is Wildbold going to do against this? He does have a battle wagon, but that's going to be very vulnerable if those things get close. Warboss now level 7, 20, 52 hit points. Marco Zinch. Chaos Dreadnought now for Burning. Has that really nice missile launcher, and Jin needs to be careful with this Baneblade. Has overextended, I think. Here come Knobs, fully upgraded. Assault Marines jumping in to try and protect. Plague Champion already in there, and Baneblade losing a lot of health. There's Angels of Death by the Apothecary trying to save his Assault Marines, and this Baneblade is gone. A huge oversight from Jin. Loses the thing very, very poorly. Tier 3 now for burning. Baneblade number 2 on the way for Jin. 107, 221. And it's a 2-to-1 cap for red. 103, 221. Cyclone missile launcher goes off. Some nice destruction, but not a whole lot else. Apothecary caught in melee, but does get away. Terminators teleport out, cannot retreat, of course. And they might be chased down by these knobs. Nope, knobs turn to the Lord General. And they level to 2. And this Lord General's a goner. What is he up to? Trying to get a Manticore Strike, and there's a big Manticore Strike. Devastating strike. Knobs down to 2 models, and I think it completely wiped some sluggers or something. That might have been some stick bombers. Nope, stick bombers still alive. 93, 217. Double knobs for both of the red team Orc players. Battle Wagon still trundling around. Super unit for Orcs. Nice firepower as well. And some Wildbold now going for some sluggers. Jin. Second Baneblade on the field. Maybe you can look after this one a bit better. Double Plague Marines for burning. Trying to push Blue's natural. Got forced off by this level 4 Assault Marines, and these guys got level 4 pretty quickly. Tactical Marines now hit level 4. Markers on each CSM are level 3 and level 4. That is nothing to sniff at for range damage. Manticore Strike on those retreating CSM, but they will be fine. KC trying to push the west side. Stick bombs here from bots, and there's an Imperial Abyss on Wildbold stuff. That is nasty from burning. That's the global nuke of chaos. Knobs running through it using frenzy. Now going after the battle wagon. Don't think they'll catch it. They're being dragged back by the Imperial Abyss. Marcos in each dreadnought being repaired by the Plague Champion. And there's a rocks on those tacks. Necronlord trying to move out of it. Lord General taken out, and tons of damage. Loses his tactical marines, I think. Yes. Assault Marines retreating. Necronlord with a level 6 Apothecary now trying to revive the Lord General, and levels to 7. West side is turning red, is it? Nope, Battle Wagon is still here. Battle Wagon levels. No, it doesn't level, can't level. Something leveled and got inside. 93, 165. A 1-to-1 cap. Can red team hold on? Battle Wagon now joined by the Baneblade on the west side. On this map it usually gravitates over to the west side since that's a contested VP. KC now has double knobs and nothing else. Hasn't preserved these units well at all. More Catechins for Jin. 93, 165. Manticore Strike. Was it? Already went down, I think. There is a Creeping Barrage. Knocking the Plague Marines flying. Warboss now level 8, 21, 10 hit points on this guy. Now going after that Dreadnought with the Power Claw. Look at the damage he's putting out. Dreadnought almost wiped. Terminators teleporting in, not forcing melee on the Dreadnought though with their Power Fists. Instead forcing melee on the Plague Marines. Plague Marines exploding when they die. Terminators inspiring allies when they kill. 87, 165, a 2-to-1 for red. Baneblade in huge amounts of trouble again. Jin not looking after it again, and down it goes to knobs. These are KCs. Yes, level 2, both of these knob squads now. And now they go after the Battle Wagon. Battle Wagon very slow to move. And it's going to go down, rear armor hits, down it goes. 2 super units going down in quick succession thanks to these knobs. Kommando knob down in the center. We have these level 3 assault kit stormtroopers, blue team, pushing against red's natural now. And they are decapping it. More tactical marines on the field for Necronlord, kitting them out fully Sergeant and Plasma Gun. Wildbold has absolutely tons of resources for some reason, is not spending, not getting knobs. 65, 165. And sluggers are wiped. Wildbold getting another battle wagon. Noxious Cloud chasing back these shooters. They might linger in base to do some damage as well. 1-to-1 cap. Here it is in base. Red team capping Blue's natural. Frenzy has worn off these knobs. Here we have a Predator on the field for Necronlord. User choppers on these knobs for bots. Catachans with their Sarge now gives them a melter gun, and knobs just about getting away with 10 hit points, or do they? No, they don't get away. 49, 157, a triple cap for red. Not for long though. Blue team will take their natural back. Just super pressure from all of these knobs. Difficult for blue team to deal with. 27, 157. Stick bombs going in, trying to halt the advance. Terminator's just walking through it. There's Angels of Death. Not sure why he used that. Is it because, yes, it's because these Assault Marines are decapping. Angels of Death only lasts 9 seconds though, and he's going to lose his Assault Marines. No, they jump out just in time and retreat with one model in the end. Stun bombs on these Terminators and double markers in each CSM, both level 4 by now, yes, are putting out some serious damage. Creep and Barrage, global ability of the Lord General, fired off map from a Basilisk. 16, 148, 1-to-1 cap. Red team taking west side though with knobs. Carthaginian Devils come to have a word. There is the all reliable, knocks them off the cap. But do they really want to engage these guys? Knobs just concentrating on capping now, using Frenzy to finish it. Triple knobs for bots. Grief. There's a Bomber Boys knocking them off the cap again, just as they were going to finish it. Storm Boys now jumping in, stunning them, but not stopping the cap. Storm Boys now running the hell away from the triple knobs on this side. This is nuts. Double stick bombers and some commandos as well. 8, 148, a 2-to-1 cap for red. Casey losing most of his army now. Look at that. And it's stopped at 4 on the VP counter for blue team. They have their natural. Looks like they are moving towards res natural by the look of the mini-map. Orks fighting amongst themselves over this VP. Warboss charging out. Tons and tons of damage to these red Orks. Knobs just about getting away. Warboss trying to chase this model down. Big zap gun shot finishes off that knob model and wipes these commandos. Casey not preserving his units well at all. Battle wagon now getting shots off on these Plague Marines. Jin has his third Bane Blade. 4, 1, 3, 6. It's a single cap for blue, and it's going to be a double, and blue are going to take this. I think Casey has just lost so much stuff. Battle wagon goes down incidentally for double Plague Marines. Blue team take the west and might get a triple, and will get a triple. Plague Champion is down. Another battle wagon for Wildbold. 3 battle wagons and 3 Bane Blades. Triple cap there for blue. Bane Blade forcing off the knobs. Mass knobs not working for red team. They've kept them in the fight too much. No war truck support. No Calder Boys support that I've seen. Knobs can't do everything by themselves. Still a double cap for blue. Gonna be a triple again when they take their natural back. Lord General now level 5. Warboss of bot level 5. Plague Champion level 6. Very nearly level 7. Kommando Knob just level 2. No special shooter or anything, or stick bombs. Level 10 Warboss for Wildbold. 2200 hit points. Level 8. Very little in level 9 Apothecary. There's a rocks on these Orks. Boom. serious losses and forces of the Chaos stuff for 35. I think Plague of Undeath was up then, because I saw some zombie Assault Marines. And this is going to be blue team's game. They're going to get a triple again, keep losing their natural. There is the triple, and red team not preserving their knobs or units in general very well at all, are going to lose this. So you can say the same for Jin, losing 2 Baneblades. And there is the victory for blue with 4 VPs left. Knobs cannot do everything, as you see in this game. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.